have been itching. I'm itching, honey. I am itching to plant, to sow, to get my hands dirty. I don't play with this one, okay? I do not play with this plant. It is one of my all-time favorites. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I wanted to give you all a little mini seed haul. I know I just made a seed video and I got more seeds, but I couldn't pass it up because they were discounted. We'll talk about that. And then I also wanted to start some seeds with you. It is the beginning of February and I'm a little bit behind on when I would start my seeds, but it's still early and I still have time, so I wanted to start some seeds with you all. And so yeah, let's get to it. It's gonna be somewhat of a lengthy video, but stay tuned, like and subscribe. And in the comments, tell me what you're starting and have already started seeds. So let's start with the mini seed haul that I have. I wanted to show you all what I got from my local farm supply store. They had all of the botanical interest seeds on sale. I think it was because these seeds were packed in 2025, so they wanted to clear inventory and bring in 2026 seeds. But honey, they were like 50 cents botanical interest seeds, and they're typically $2.99 for some. So I came up and I was not gonna pass those seeds up, I'll tell you that. So let's just get into it. So I got a bunch of botanical interest seeds, and let's start with one of my favorite sunflowers that I love to grow, and it is Vanilla Ice. So Vanilla Ice is this creamy white sunflower. It is branching. I love sunflowers that branch, so I definitely needed to pick up some seeds for Vanilla Ice. I got 2 packets. Hello. Then I got a Bachelor's Button Black Magic. And I'm going to winter sow those. I love Bachelor's Buttons. I've talked about them in my previous video, and I can't wait to grow this variety. I actually grew this variety 2 years ago, and I wanted to pick up some seeds from the Black Magic one, but because I didn't have any, so I'm happy that I found some for the Lola. Then this is a new one for me. It is Lobelia Trailing Cascade of Color. So this will be good for my planters. And what I love about botanical interests is that they always have beautiful pictures to accompany the seeds, and it just gives you an idea of roughly how it will grow and how it will look. Then I got one of my favorites is Bok Choy Toy Choy. So this is a smaller bok choy. I got some cilantro / coriander, and this one is called Moroccan. It is a bigger cilantro, and people like this because it's very, very big. It goes to seed quicker, but that means that it produces a lot of seeds. So it'll be nice to grow this coriander / cilantro in a different location so I don't get it mixed up with my other one. And I will use this also. It's nice to find a cilantro that is a different variety because I'm used to the regular one. I got another sunflower, and this one is called Sunflower Dwarf Elves Blend. It is a sunflower that's different, well, many sunflower varieties, and they're branching, shorter plants. You can supposedly put these in containers, so we'll try to do that. I got a lettuce, and this one is called Australe. I love how it has this red speckling all over it, and it is a hardy mini romaine type, which is different. I got a spinach matador. This is one I'm excited about, is cherry caramel phlox. I know a lot of people really like this phlox. It's so pretty and I can't wait to grow it. Another bok choy, and this one is called Choco. So these seeds I plan to organize, and hopefully I have like 1,000 seeds. I don't know where I'm gonna have the space to grow all of these seeds, but we're gonna make it work. And if we don't grow them this season, we'll grow them next season. I also love to give blank to my subscribers, so stay tuned, and you know, in the near future I will be selecting a couple of people to send seeds to. Alright, so that was Botanical Interest. Then I got seeds from Swallowtail Nursery. Some of the seeds that I got from them I will be sowing today, and I'll show you those in a little bit. But for now, I'll show you what else I got. I got a Coral Reef Oriental Poppy. The name Coral Reef, hello, I had to get it. These don't have pictures, but I love Swallowtail Nursery because they have a lot of different varieties that I don't see in other places. The next one I got was a White Pearl Jacob's Ladder, and this Jacob's Ladder, I love Jacob's Ladder. Not only does it smell good, it has a beautiful flower, typically like a blue flower. So when I saw this Jacob's Ladder that produces white flowers, I had to get it because Jacob's Ladder is just so biblical, and you know, to have a white flower, that's so pretty. So that's Jacob's Ladder. And then I got Pink Petticoat Evening Primrose, and so I know that Evening Primrose sometimes becomes invasive, but I will try to contain it as much as I can, and I will let it spread in my garden. I just love the repetition that some plants bring. So this Pink Petticoat Primrose will really zhuzh up my garden and give it little pink accents everywhere, which I have a cottage garden, a cottage flower garden, so that will be super cute, just seeing the primrose with the digitalis, which is the foxglove. And then lastly, I got seeds from a local Asian supermarket that I frequent. My best friend is Vietnamese, and we always go to the Asian supermarket when we have our spare time, and I love to get seeds from the Asian supermarket. So I got 2 seeds from the Asian supermarket, and I've had fried rice in the past that has bitter lemon. I wanted to try it. It's a type of gourd, and this gourd is a little bit bitter, obviously, hence the name, but you have to harvest them young, and you can make different dishes with them. You need to trellis them. They grow very tall, but here it is, bitter lemon. And I love these seed packets because they have pictures. Then another one that I picked up was the Chinese leek flower. So I have some chives, Asian chives. I don't know if it's garlic chives or what it is in my garden, and I don't know where I got them. I'm pretty sure I got them at the Asian supermarket. I don't really, they're a mystery. I love them so much, and so I wanted to try to get this. I don't know if this is the actual plant that I have grown in the garden, so I am going to try this. I'm going to grow it in a bucket and see if it is the same plant. And when I was doing my research, it said that it's not. These are actually like a thin leaf allium looking plant, and it is used in a lot of Asian cooking. So either way it's going to get used, but I'm curious to see what else I have in the garden and to identify. That's why it's important to always label, because if you don't label or keep records of things, things get lost in the sauce. But yeah, that's my mini seed haul. I know it's not so many because it's a bunch of seeds, but why not, you know? And so now we'll get to the exciting part. All right, so I want to move on to the seeds that I am going to be starting today. These plants I've grown before, and some of them are new. I definitely need to start my violas, my pansies, and my foxgloves. I have some straw flower, but anyways, let me show you what I got. Start with the foxgloves. I am going to be growing pink gin foxglove, and this was from Johnny Seeds last year. I have some that are already in the garden, and this one is definitely giving me biennial, so it starts to grow its leaves, and then the second year it puts on its flower stalk. So I'm very excited to actually see what this looks like in the garden this year. But I am also going to start some plants this year as well, just so that I can have more repetition in the garden and I could place it in different places in the garden. I'm also going to be making my dahlia garden more of a perennial cottage flower bed and incorporating dahlias in there. So I want to grow some foxgloves for that side of the garden, which I'll show you obviously in a later video in the summer. The next one that I'm going to be growing again is the Dalmatian Peach Hybrid Foxglove. And this one actually is one that will put on its flower stalk the first year. It is more of a compact variety of foxglove. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. And I am under the impression that the second year, because I have plants that have put on a flower stalk the second year, the flower stalk actually gets a lot bigger. So it's not as compact as I would think it would be, but it's still smaller than the other foxgloves. The next one that I am also very excited to see this year, because it is a biennial, and so it put out its leaves and foliage the previous year, and now it is going to put on its flower stalk, is Foxglove Snow Thimble. And Snow Thimble is a foxglove with a white, beautiful flower stalk, and I can't wait to see how beautiful that is. I don't have a lot of white flowers in the garden, so this will definitely fill that niche. A new one this year that I'm growing is Foxglove Strawberry, and this one supposedly is a perennial foxglove that will put its flower stalk the same year. It is more of a smaller foxglove, and I can't wait to see this one in the garden. And this one is actually a digitalis fulva foxglove. So I don't know if this one, that fulva, is more of a perennial looking foxglove. I don't know if it'll also look a little bit different. I'm excited to see that. Okay, last but not least, for the foxgloves, I'm going to be growing the Foxglove Excelsior mix. Let me show you this one, because this one does have a picture. And this one comes a mix of all different kind of flowers. Again, this one, it says it's perennial, but I'm pretty sure this one also is biennial, like a lot of foxgloves are, because I haven't seen a foxglove that looks like it yet. So that is some of the seeds that I'm going to be growing in one cell. Now let's go for my violas and pansies. So my violas and pansies, I'm definitely going to be growing Johnny Jump Up Viola, which I've said in a previous video, I don't play with this one, okay? I do not play with this plant. It is one of my all-time favorites. So here's a picture. This is a compact viola, but don't get it twisted. It is a showstopper. It is so beautiful. It gets so many flowers all over it, and if you deadhead them, the plant just keeps going and going and going. I had this viola growing till the middle of the summer, until it got extremely hot where it didn't really want to continue. It was tired, but it did its thing from spring all the way to almost the end of the summer. Like, I am not playing around. And I would have probably gotten another flush if I started them inside in the summer to put them out for the fall, which I'll probably try to play this year with. But it was just phenomenal. Like, I need to grow this again and again and again. Supposedly these are perennial, but I'm not sure. I haven't really seen these, especially because I put them in containers, come back for me. But I'll try to keep an eye on that this year to see if they do come back for me, if they seeded themselves, or if the roots of the plants are still there. But nonetheless, I'm going to grow some again because I need it. A new one for me is Viola Wine Liada. I guess we're gonna call it Liada. But anyways, this is the picture, and I got these from Baker Creek. I think I've showed you these before. It's a purple viola, very pretty. And then I am going to grow the Viola Bulls Black, which is a dark purple black viola. And lastly, Viola Tiger Liada. Look at how beautiful this is. It has like a yellow flower with tiger stripes on it. So those are all for my violas that I'm going to be growing. Supposedly all of these are perennial. I have seen violas in my garden reemerge, not the Johnny Jump Up ones, but other ones that I have bought from the garden centers. I see them pop up here and there in my garden, but very sporadic and very small chunks of them. And the last group of flowers that I'm going to be sowing is the straw flowers. This one is the king size orange. And I'm also going to grow the king size salmon. I'm going to stay away from the silvery rose one and the burgundy one that I grew. I want to try these out. I've seen them in other people's gardens and they're so beautiful. And then I'm going to be growing again is stock. This is the column blend. Stock smells amazing. It's like cinnamon anise. Like, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful smell and beautiful flowers. So I need that again. And one that I'm going to get started today as well, the only veggie, herb, whatever you want to call it, is the celery. I think celery is a veggie. Celery is a veggie. Yes, it is. And yeah, it says vegetable. Come on, Genesis. Anyways, this is the Tall Utah 5270 Improved. I grow this celery every year. It doesn't fail me. I do want to try another celery this year, but I need to get to it immediately because it's that time that you want to start. All of these seeds are going to be started today because these seeds can be put out very early in the spring, sometime in late March for me. I am in a zone 6B, 7A in Southeastern Massachusetts, but these plants here all can be brought out early. They can handle the frost and they actually thrive in the cold. So this is a good stock quality of flowers. The only one that obviously I would not be putting out too early is a celery, but surprisingly, celery can handle the frost slightly as well. So all of these are going to be kicked out outside very early. That way I can start growing all of my annuals, like my zinnias, my dahlias by seed, all of those summer loving plants once these all go into the garden. I started all of my trays. I have, what is it, 6 by 12, 72 flats seed trays. I have 72 flat seed trays filled up, and then I have one that is a lot smaller, but that's where I'm gonna do all of my miscellaneous flowers and the celery. I already filled them up with potting soil, mosquito bits, and pre-moisten all of my soil. That way all my trays are already pre-done. And I like to add mosquito bits to my flower mix because fungus gnats are a real big issue inside when you're growing plants indoors. So I always add mosquito bits, and that gets rid of the fungus gnats. I also put sticky traps for the fungus gnats, but for the most part, I feel like if I use mosquito bits, it really diminishes the fungus gnat. Now, when I start my veggies, I typically don't use the fungus gnat killers, the mosquito bits, because I don't want any, I don't know if that's considered a pesticide, but it's biological mosquito control. I don't necessarily trust that, so I wouldn't put something that I don't trust into my soil that I'm growing my veggies that I will be eating. So anyways, I pre-moistened everything. I always use potting soil. Potting soil has nutrients that the seedlings will love. Also, it does not dry out like seedling mix, and I wouldn't have to change it so fast. And it just retains liquid. I don't want to have to water so much, so I always use potting soil, and I recommend to use potting soil when you are starting your seeds. Contrary to the belief, people use seed mix. Whatever floats your boat. I know that potting mix has worked for me, but yeah, let's start with sowing some seeds, and I'll show you a little bit of my prep that goes into preparing my soil mix and me filling up the trays. And so let's start to finally sow some seeds. Finally. I have been itching. I'm itching, honey. I am itching to plant, to sow, to get my hands dirty. I know, don't get it twisted. Like, I got my nails done, my hair's on, but I like to get dirty, okay? I like to do what I have to do. I can't wait for the 2026 growing season. I can't wait to see how the garden is going to develop this year, because let me tell you something. This year in New England, in Massachusetts, we got swamped with snow. I can't even see the garden. I'm slightly depressed, I'm telling you right now. It's giving crazy. Like, there's so much snow covering the garden. It makes me feel like, is my garden okay? Is she gonna survive? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go on, but hopefully all of this rest and all of this cold stratification to these plants is really gonna help them in the long run. I don't know, but nonetheless, it feels good to really finally start some seeds and get back to gardening. I need to set up my seed tray setup. I already brought it out from my garage, and I'll be showing you guys in a later video what my setup looks like. But I'm going to start these trays, put them under lights, get it together. I don't have really the setup just yet, but I do have a little small rack that I can use in the meantime. But anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's get to it. Okay, first of all, did you guys catch that I am wearing my Schneider's sweater that I got from their 100-year anniversary sale that they did? And the back is so cute. Let me show you real quickly. Can you guys see? It's like an orchid. So cute. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's an orchid in the back, and it says 100 years. Super, super cute. Anyways, the first order of operation is to take your plant tags and make sure you label every seed variety that you're going to sow. You do not want to not know what you sowed. That way you can organize. Make sure that was like my biggest mistake my first year of gardening was not labeling things, not keeping organized. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So you want to make sure that you write down the name, the date you're going to sow it, okay, so we have our labels. We're just popping them in. So I have celery, I have stalk, and then I have my straw flowers. So let's start with the celery. And so all of these need light to germinate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of vermiculite on them and barely cover them with vermiculite. So let's see here. Just going to remove some of this sticks. And for the celery, I'm going to take off my gloves for this actually. 18 cells, that's more than enough straw flower that I need. Not every cell is going to germinate, but this is going to be enough for my whole garden and more. Because remember, I always like to share my flowers with my family members and all of that, so. Okay. Foxglove tray. Foxglove seeds are so tiny. So. Last but not least, the violas. Okay, well, here are the first seeds to be sown in 2026. So I have my violas. Then I have my miscellaneous flowers like stalk, straw flower, and of course the celery. And then I have a flat of all different kinds of foxglove. I put vermiculite at the top very lightly to aid in pressing the seeds on and also to aid in making sure that they stay nice and moisture locked and I don't have to frequently water them. Thank you so much for joining me today while I sow all of these magnificent seeds. They will be tomorrow's flowers, so stay tuned on what's going to happen with them, what germinates, what doesn't, and their progression over time. I can't wait to see how the garden is going to turn out this year. I'm going to put a link to previous garden tours that I have with some of these varieties in the garden. And yeah, stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. And let me know what you're growing in your garden and what have you started. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.